Hi guys, this is Staci McLennan of Unity Peace Patrol News. It's just me tonight, folks. Well, I'll say tonight, it's this morning now. Right, guys, I think I need to apologise, first of all, for not doing as much broadcast as I should be, along with the Human Library. The Human Library is working on his own case right now. I've got, oh God, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different cases going on. One involving a county court judgment claim, a fake British gas warrant that I'm hoping to get rescinded. Oh God, I've just taken on a case with social services of a family dear to my heart, actually, so that'll be all good. And the harassment to a family. I'm not going to say any more about that because it is still in process. So I can give you a bit more updates as to when that happens, but I can say that the overwhelming evidence, ladies and gents, is absolutely immense. Like, this person has kept evidence like for years, and literally it is absolutely wow. It's just like, my case file is literally like geo thick. It's so, I've never done a case that's that thick, and the information from the Healthcare Professionals Council and lots of other outlets, it's just, the internet is such a tool if you are going for a legal case. There's so much information that you can find out. Now, I have been sharing this like mad, well, as mad as I can anyway. It's a file that I'm going to put into Unity Peace Patrol News like page on Facebook. Basically what it is it's a file, and what it actually does, it's a file from the Ministry of Justice. I'm going to try and pull it up for you guys because it all involves the oh God, it involves the it involves the Human Rights Act, okay, and it's got public authorities standards in there, and it actually gives people the oh, a minute, I'm just trying to find it for you guys. It's quite interesting because, oh, here we go. Now, this is a handbook for public authorities, and it actually states in there that the Human Rights Act actually does apply. So yeah, it's quite interesting, and I'm just going to share that with you guys just so you can see that this has been shared in a number of social media outlets. Now, the human rights, human lives, wicked. It's got the little dove on there, which I quite like. It's got the handbook for public authorities. Now, I've found in a number of cases when I've phoned up the councils or any social landlords, they'll say Section 6 of the Human Rights Act doesn't apply to me. Well, there's a very firm reminder from the Ministry of Justice. That's where it is. It's even telling you what the human rights are and what it's all about, who should use this handbook and why. I'm just going to jump into that first of all. Right, okay, there's the forward, and who should you, I'll let you guys read that. If you work in a public authority, this handbook can help you to understand how the Human Rights Act relates to what you do and how you do it. The handbook is designed to give you information on how human rights are relevant to your role and what obligations public authorities have under the Human Rights Act. Now, that, I'm not being funny, guys, but this to me is like dynamite. This to me is the biggest bit of evidence that you can throw at anybody. This is like, and it even states like whether you're in a central or local government, the police or armed forces, schools or public hospitals or any other public authority. I mean, it's like, oh my flippin' Nora, it's got every bit like that you need. And it explains it all here, like what your article, all your articles, all that kind of stuff. and how it affects you. And it even gives you like case law as well to work on. So like there's one here for Article 2. Now Article 2 is when you're arrested, I think, but I'll have a quick look. It's right to life, basically. So you could use the fact that I don't know, the taking of life must be illegal under a state's law or something like that. I mean, I'm not sure on Article 2, the human library would, but I am very well familiar with Article 6. Article 6, let's find this. Right, here we go. Article 6, which is the right to a fair trial. Now, everyone has the right to a fair trial in cases where there is a dispute about civil rights or obligations, or a criminal charge is brought against someone. So it's very straightforward. It's either civil or criminal. You have that information there. I mean, this information is explosive, but I didn't want to talk just about that, guys, because the thing is, what I really get pissed off about with public authorities, is the fact that they all sit there in their little pedestal, on their pedestals, and they think they're above you. I've been harassed by a council, as soon as I mentioned Section 6 of the Human Rights Act and how them coming to my door, I'm actually entitled to freedom of privacy, and they should have come to my door with notice. And they said, no, that's not how we work. Bollocks is my thing. The common purpose thing was, you're threatening me, when I said I could place an injunction against you. And they said, oh, you're threatening me. And to be honest, I don't have any kids or anything like that, so I can face common purpose quite head on. And what's the worst they can do? Try and cover it up. I expose it. It's as simple as that. And I have come up against common purpose, and believe me, it's not the nicest thing. They do. I'm going to be honest. I tend to, if I trip up, I've never actually, I don't know, maybe once I nearly tripped up. They said that we could take you home, and I actually remembered human rights. And I've said in a lot of these videos, like I've said in another video, that Section 149 of the Equality Act, it actually does apply to public authorities, and they do have to make reasonable adjustments. Now, common purpose is such a fucking dangerous tool that, like, if you can't face them head on, if you've got kids, if you've got commitments or whatever, you don't have to face them head on. Now, there is other ways that you can get past this. These are in your school, like these cretins are in your schools. They're in your kids' schools. They're in your council. They're everywhere, and it's like they're an infestation on this society, and we need to get them the fuck out. I mean it. Like, common purpose. I can't begin to explain what it is. Like, the things they'll do, they'll lie. They'll barefaced lie about you. I mean, I've seen social services lie about myself and lie about a relative's death of mine. So, like, this relative died of cancer, and they said that this male relative hung himself. What? The guy died in hospital, man. Really? Fuck you. I'm yet to get them over that. And as far as I know, they haven't took that out. Now, I think a lot of these cases I'm working on is that they don't like a bully. Like, they don't like, the courts don't, I say they, I mean the courts. They don't like bullies. The civil courts fucking hate them. It's like, I've got a gut feeling on this one case that I'm working on, they're going to look at the evidence, and it's going to be too clear to them that something very funny is going on. So yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I haven't been like broadcasting as much, why I haven't been jumping on as much, you know, like, and exposing people. I'm exposing people in another way. There is a Facebook page called Op Anaconda that I'm working on at the moment in regards to social services. If you just type in Op, hang on a minute, if you put Anaconda, it's Anaconda. And you just click, it's a Facebook group. We've got 4 admins on there at the minute, including myself. And what actually happens is that there's we have an ex-policeman on there, which is the Human Library. We have a lady called Emma. She's been on the show a couple of times. And we have a lady called Tegan, who's absolutely brilliant. She is a level 3 qualified nursery nurse, so she knows all about safeguarding with kids and things like that. So that's something to look out for. If you have been wronged by social services in any way, shape or form, then there's your group to go on. Just a thing though, if you basically, what I'm doing is to keep these cretins out. So if you have been added to the group already, then great. I trust you. I've met you, and a lot of the admin have met and spoken to you as well, or spoken to you yourself. But the ones that want to come in, you're going to have to be verified by 2 members and an admin. So I don't know. Say for instance, I wanted to join the group and I needed the Human Library and Emma, and say another member to to recommend me in the group and come in. That's all about social services. That's what I'm focusing on at the minute, and then I'm going to let that grow for a little bit, and then we'll see how we go from there. We need to have a bit of common purpose awareness going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just have all these cretins running around, running riot. I mean, I've just seen a case tonight, like, of one guy that's like being illegally evicted because he didn't declare a benefit that you don't need to declare anyway. It's like, really? Come on. It is like, I wish people would just wake up and like realize what's going on. I mean, I've come from a family of sheep. I understand that. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, the amount, like, I remember I've actually said to my aunt, like, you don't need to pay your TV license. You do realise that. If you're not watching live broadcasts, then yeah, you don't have to do it. But my point is, guys, is that, like, she sat there and she went, whoa, 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 I could go to prison for this. No, you can't. Seriously. If you know what you're doing, then it should be sound. But if you do watch live broadcasts, unfortunately, you need a TV license, but you can change that. Yeah? Why fund the fucking British buggering children fucking corporation? Why would you do that? But there we go. But for anyone else that's listening, you know, even if it is GCHQ, I hope you've listened to this and realised that Unity Peace Patrol News is very, very much active, but we've got our own cases going on. I've got 4 cases on its own, and obviously that takes up a lot of time. The Human Library's got a case at the moment where things have come to light that of a certain local authority. There's just, they've acted illegally in so many ways, but I can't really go into too much because obviously it's not on here. But anyone else that has any issues or anything like that, then please get in touch on Unity Peace Patrol News on Facebook, on Twitter. We're there all the time. And I believe we have an Instagram as well from the Comedy Cameraman. Anyway, guys, this is Staci McLennan of Unity Peace Patrol News. Sorry it was a bit of a rant, but I hope I got the information across that you needed.